We're just okay and we play some
Movies.
games. We're just okay.
Movie
games.
watchers.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Just Okay Movies. I'm your host, Biggie Size, and first of all, I want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a good one. Hope you're eat some good food, maybe visit with some family, or just have something fun planned for this holiday week. And it's just me today. Everyone else has holiday stuff going on, and I'm actually about to go see family here in about 20 minutes, but I wanted to release an episode. I hate missing a week. And I wanted to bring up a subject. You know, we can be thankful for a lot of things. And in my life, I know, and I'm sure in yours as well, there's probably some films that you're thankful for as well. Maybe they're not films that you particularly love. Maybe you don't even like it. But maybe you're just thankful that it exists for whatever reason. And I've got a couple I'd like to share. And I really want to hear yours as well. I think back when I was a kid. And really, I mean, up to me being a teenager and then leaving the house, my dad and I would watch movies all the time. And there's two in particular. They're not even necessarily my favorites, but they're just two films that we watched that I think back on really fondly. The first one is The Matrix, and I think I've mentioned that before in previous episodes. My dad and I just rented it from the movie store. We just thought it looked kind of cool. We knew a little bit about it, other than it was just a sci-fi film and apparently had some cool special effects, but that's all we knew. And we were just floored by it. And maybe it's just because our expectations were just low. Like, we weren't expecting much out of it other than it just being entertaining. But it was such a blast, and we watched it that night, oh my god, I think at least 3 or 4 times. And every time we watch it, we kind of come back with something new that we caught, and we just discuss it. And of course, there's the fun philosophy side of it that everyone talks about. What if we really are in the Matrix? And that's definitely not a new subject. That's been discussed for a very long time, or not necessarily the Matrix, but any other kind of reality. And it's a fun conversation, and it's a fun movie. I know my dad and I were just that first time sitting and watching it, we just looked at each other after it was over and just kind of just were like, what in the world did we just experience? And I think I'm back on that real fondly. So I'm thankful for The Matrix for that moment, for my dad and I watching it. Another one that my dad and I watched, and it's definitely on the flip side of quality. It's a movie called Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. It's this, let's see how I can describe it. Basically, the actor, I always forget his name, Steve Odenbeck, it's something like that. I can never remember his name. I think he may have been on SNL, I'm not sure. I might be wrong about that. But anyways, they found this old Kung Fu movie from, I'm going to assume, the 70s. And what they did was they put him, like, digitized into the film, and he would play out the story as if he was in that Kung Fu movie, but they would dub over everything, so the story's not even close to what it's supposed to be. And it's exactly how you would imagine. If you've seen any of those shows on, like, I think MTV had a show where they would, like, have celebrities on there, and they would dub over these kung fu films. You know, it's that kind of thing. It's just everyone's doing silly stuff, and the story's crazy. It's a fun time. It is not a good movie by any means, but there were so many scenes that were just out of nowhere that my dad and I just cracked up laughing. And we watched that one several times as well, and it's just a fun movie. And you know, if that premise sounds somewhat interesting, and you just want to watch a really stupid film, I would recommend it. It's a fun time. But I guess on a more serious note, there's 2 other films that I'm very, very thankful for, and they both have to do with my wife Megan. I've known Megan for I really since freshman year of high school, and we were friends, and we dated a little in high school, and you know how that kind of goes. You know, those first relationships never last. You know, you're growing up, you're learning more about yourself, and but anyways, we got together later. I guess we've been married now for almost going on 2.5 years. And we've been dating for 4, so I think it was around 2014, 2015, if I remember correctly. we got together again, and I asked her if she wanted to go see a movie, and I asked her the movie was Pacific Rim, because I knew she kind of liked those kinds of films and stuff, and so she was like, absolutely, that's been a film I've wanted to see. So we went on the date and went and saw it, and she made fun of it the whole time. And honestly, if you've seen Pacific Rim, like it doesn't take itself too seriously. There's definitely areas you could kind of poke and make fun of it, but it's a good movie overall if you like those kinds of movies. But I'm thankful for that movie because it also kind of led into our second date. We were talking about other films that we enjoyed, and she mentioned one that was her favorite movie and still is her favorite movie of all time, and that's Thank You for Smoking. And I'd never seen it before, so she invited me over the next day to watch that, and that was kind of our second date. I went and picked up some fish tacos from a place we really liked, and we sat and watched that, and it was a really fun movie. I really enjoyed it, but I'm very thankful for both of those movies. Even though they're not necessarily my favorites, I'm happy for the memories that they created, and as a avenue for me to meet back with my future spouse and someone who I've loved and cared about for a very long time. And I'm very thankful that those movies gave me those opportunities to get to know her again and eventually get to marry her. So those are my examples. You know, the films I really that kind of speak to me a lot. And I'm sure there's other ones I have that I'm maybe not just thinking about, but those are the ones that have really stuck in my mind for a very long time. And I would love to hear yours. You know, if you have a film that you're just thankful that existed, you got to experience something with someone, and it was because of that film that maybe you got together, or maybe it was something sad or something that was really touching, that film helped build that moment or help enhance that moment, whatever it may be. You know, there's no right answer to this question, and I want to hear what you think about it. Shoot us an email at justokmovies@gmail.com. You can also go to justokmovies.com, scroll to the bottom of the page. There's our voicemail number if you want to leave a voicemail there. You can also send us a tweet at justokmovies, and we will be back with a full episode next week. Thank you guys so much for listening. I am so thankful for every single one of you. You know, we've been doing this pod for, it blew my mind when I was looking at it. We're going on 2 years, and I'm so thankful for all of you. And, you know, any of your feedback, all your feedback, everything just means so much to me. And thank you so much. All right. You guys have a good weekend. Take care.